What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today is Tuesday, 16th July 2024. This week's vlog, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my comment section. Ada a few people ask, can I do a vlog about how do I manage stress? So it says, one will be interesting if you do sharing about your egos. Okay, we'll do that. One, knowing that you manage two businesses, how do you manage your stress and pressure in your daily lives? Okay, so that's a second question. Do share more tips on how to plan out your weekly schedules on your calendar, or how do you do stakeholder/crisis managements, etc. So let's take three of these questions and I will turn it into this week's vlog. But for now, I'm gonna go for gym. And I got invited to this one event, dia running event dekat Putrajaya. It's called Velo Run. Quite nice, led by Alif Sata. So kita kena semayang subuh dulu dekat Masjid Besi Putrajaya. Lepas tu kita nak run for 5km. So let's see if I can still run for 5km. I think boleh, insyaAllah. Should be. And now I'm gonna go gym first. Back at home, I didn't do much workout today because I think I don't want to shock the body after 1 week of not working out. Hey babies, come say hello to my Uncle Wat's vlog. Ah, they run away. But anyways, fitness is actually made in the kitchen. Alright, so now it's 10:14 p.m. and I think I'm gonna hit the can. Tomorrow I'm gonna try and pray subuh at the masjid. But I want to show you guys one thing. Look at this. Isn't it so nice? My boss gave it to me when he came back from US. Padahal my boss last year kan. So I maintain relationship so good. I really love it. This is an advice to everybody out there as well. Is that if you don't know what to get somebody, get them a bottle. Because you can never have too many bottles. I have so many, but you can never have too many. Like this is a bottle just in front of me is another bottle from Almaty, Kazakhstan, I haven't used. So you can never have too many bottles because it's very useful. Alright, so we're gonna go to bed. We'll continue this vlog tomorrow. Bye. So for everybody, if you guys want to go join Anytime Fitness, right, come and join Anytime Fitness Publica. I will put your number in the description below. Okay, so you can contact her for if you want to join Anytime Fitness. Alright, okay, thank you. So, just as I was about to sleep, Leona called me and then said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm sleeping." And she said that the boss ajak me, her boss ajak me to go makan nasi lemak buratu.
Hello, you want to go 7-Eleven?
No, I already bought. So yeah, now I'm at nasi lemak buratu. Super productive morning. Managed to pray with Ibu, did some journaling and a little bit of workout. Now it's time to get ready and kick off the day. Alright, but I want to share also, it's so beautiful that how once you create like an ecosystem in terms of business, right? This week alone, I have three meetings with our Aperture guests. Tonight, I have a meeting with Pinyang. We have some collaboration in terms of live selling. This afternoon, actually, 3 o'clock, I have a meeting with our latest release, last Monday release dengan Datuk Kai for a movie punya project. And then on Thursday, which is tomorrow, I have meeting dengan Rizman for his international expansion. So isn't it beautiful when I always write inside my notes I attract wealth. Every morning inside my journal, I always put I attract wealth and I am a rock star. So every day I remind myself that I attract wealth and I am a rock star. So I always advise everybody, even all my teams, is that just imagine who you want to be when you're older. The magic number for me is 40 years old, because Rasulullah pun jadi Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also jadi Nabi when he was 40. So until then, just fill up your days and time with full of experiences, etc., and just make sure you develop yourself as much as possible. Don't even think about money. I think half of the businesses that I do, I don't even get income at all, but I learn and get knowledge while building the businesses. So just forget about money. The money will come. Basically, whatever you make is a reflection of what value you put out into the world. One of my good friends said to me, "You think I'm not worried if one of my companies, he works with me, so if one of my companies die," he said to me, "You think I'm not worried if what if it's not secure," right? Basically, kalau tak secure macam mana? Macam mana hidup aku? Cakap, you shouldn't worry about that, because you shouldn't depend on me. You should depend on yourself. But I give you a platform that we can work closely together and you can develop yourself the most. And if you focus and develop yourself super a lot, by the time, if na'udzubillah min zalik, touch wood, anything happens, orang akan berebut nak dia, because he puts up too much value. And memang dia put out so much value, and I'm sure 100% confident he has worked with me about 2 or 3 years, I think. Maybe close to 3 years, yeah. And na'udzubillah min zalik, if anything were to happen with my business, he will get another job just like this at a drop of a pin, because super talented and what he has transformed himself into. So yeah, focus on ourselves. Alright, we are ready to attack the day. Let's do this. So, should I be a car vlogger or should I not? Let's talk a little bit, okay? Alright, so before we jump into soalan-soalan daripada I punya viewers, which was the 3 soalan. First question was sharing about your egos. Okay, to be honest, I sebenarnya tak faham sangat when you say your egos. Is it basically alter ego, different kind of alter ego ke, ataupun it means my egos, like what am I, what do I have? Because when I googled ego says a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. He needed a boost to his ego, the part of the mind that meditates between the conscious and the unconscious and is responsible for reality testing and a sense of personal identity. Daripada apa yang I fahamkan in terms of ego, because I believe myself as a super highly positive individual, but how this started also, okay, not just that, I also believe yang I sendiri percaya betul-betul that I'm super smart and a genius. That's what I think, okay? And it all started back then when I was 12 years old, tengah buat UPSR kan, because I'm a very 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 naughty boy. Like, memang tak boleh duduk diam, semua benda nak panjat. And can you imagine, I'm super curious that back then I used to live in Tamanta, and when the whole Tamanta punya network of longkang, I dah khatam. It's because I was super curious of where each longkang leads to. So I walked through the longkang, and then I know this longkang tembus sini, this longkang tembus sana. So I was super naughty. Although I didn't focus in school, dekat sekolah memang main 100%, right? But my mom signed me up for tuition dengan my cousin, which is Kak Yati. Maybe one day when I go makan with her, which is due, dia pun nak, dia punya anak wanted to intern with me, but I didn't follow up. So basically, Kak Yati was the one that instilled into my mind about studies, how important knowledge is and all that. So during that time, right, she always taught me everything. Semua benda yang I belajar. So I just follow je dia punya flow when I was 12 years old, because budak kan. So bila kena tu dengan rotan, dia ada this one small black rotan dia always libas I pakai kan. So she always taught me about how to love knowledge, and then buat study, covered everything and all that. So bila I buat UPSR, I didn't expect anything. Budak kan, 12 tahun, tak kisah pun pasal belajar pun sangat, didn't expect anything. But when I masuk UPSR and then habis UPSR, I don't even remember doing the paper kan, because berapa lama dah kan. But when I went to take my results, can you imagine kita kena ada bawa rope tau. So because graduation kan dapat rope, even rope pun I tertinggal kat rumah. So I left my rope at home, and then I was the last to pick up my results. Why? Because I was waiting outside, tengah tunggu my driver. I think that time dia tengah on the way daripada rumah nak hantar rope, pasal tak ada rope tak boleh ambil results. So when I was waiting outside, semua I berdiri je dekat depan pagar tu, I saw everybody, orang yang happy, orang yang nangis, macam-macam jenis muka semua yang nampak, because pergi ambil results kan. And then when I went back and rope dah sampai, I came into the hall. Dia bukan hall lah, dia macam tempat perhimpunan tu kan. And then when I went there and I went to the counter, I said, okay, I'm ready to pick up my results because my rope dah sampai. And when I went there, the teacher said, oh okay, give me a sec. So dia ambil I punya I dah pakai rope, tunggu. Dia ambil I punya result, if I'm not mistaken. And then they went in front, and then you know what they did? They announced my results. I got straight A's, UPSR 5A, right? They announced it on the stage, and then I went up on the stage and pick it up. All the teachers, half of the time dekat dalam sekolah, I was spending my time dekat dalam discipline room, because macam-macam problem. Gaduh lah, kacau budak lah, vandalism lah, ponting kelas lah. I was the only darjah 6 that time that ponting kelas. And I ajak a couple of friends ponting kelas. I don't know why, because I was just naughty lah. All the teachers kenal I, because half the time kena berdiri dekat perhimpunan, kena berdiri kat depan. And for people, berdiri kat depan is like a stand of shame. For me, it's like a stand of fame, because the whole school sees me and then nampak I. Yeah, because I'm a peacock, right? This is what Ibu Hanin taught us. We have our characters. So peacock dia selalu nak limelight. And then one of my long time crush that time, dia punya mother is a friend of my mom. And then when I went back home, when I met my mom said, how was your results? Dia pura-pura tau. How was your results? I said, oh Ibu, I only got 1A. I was trying to play around with my mom, right? So I said, I only got 1A. And then she said, oh, it's okay. She even gave me a hug. She said, it's fine. Rupa-rupanya, I was so shocked. Why is she so okay with it, right? Rupa-rupanya my crush's mom dah call dia, because she heard when they announced it on the stage, right? I called my mom and then told my mom that congratulations, your son got 5 A's and all that. And then I was excited. I called my dad. I said, Ayah, I got 5 A's. And then from that moment of my life, everybody treated me as if I was a genius, because everybody knew I'm naughty. And then I believed in myself. So this is also another lesson, right? Is that at a young age or at any point of your life, the self-assurance and people around you that always say, because every time bila I jumpa ulama, ada satu ulama yang family I kira kita punya guru and our mentor in terms of spiritually, Abuya kita panggil. And Abuya also, whenever I meet him, he always say, oh, this boy will be a billionaire one day. He will be like his father. He has the qualities like his father and all this, you know. So in that sense, daripada kecil already instilled in my mind. So this is one of my egos lah. So I always think that I'm super smart and smarter than everybody else. But that's the bad part as well. I takkan dengar cakap orang, because even when I did my first business pun, which didn't do well, was not successful, I tak nak dengar cakap. My brother cakap advice, you have to do this, semua I tak nak dengar. And everybody told me everything, semua I tak nak dengar. Because selagi tak kena dekat, I tak terduduk diri sendiri, then I will never believe. But also from a young age, I always train myself to counter balik that ego. Contoh, I gaduh dengan my sister dalam kereta. Normally people don't want to minta maaf, right? They feel like ego, or I gaduh dengan siapa-siapa pun, with my ex or with my relationships or whatever. I will always minta maaf right there and then, because I train myself. Bila muda dulu, still remember in the car, gaduh dengan my sister, and I said, what's the point of ego actually, tak nak minta maaf? Why don't we just minta maaf and everything becomes normal again? We're just happy, and we don't lose the moment, right, of dalam kereta tu, and we're going to makan dengan family and enjoyment and all this. So I just said, okay Kak Iman, I'm sorry, memang I salah. Sebenarnya I'm not supposed to raise my voice to my older sister and all that. And straight away she also minta maaf balik, and then everything was good. And then we had a very, very nice outing with our family. So whenever you realize something that you are lacking or whatnot, you try to train yourself. Even with my baru-baru ni dengan Jaja pun, Jaja always give some feedback. Like for example, dengan production meeting dengan Faizul, we were doing the process flow and all that for production. Then I said, okay, good, we land on, Kak Iman agreed to the production flow, so the production process flow. So I said, okay, I'll get Shane to do it. Then Jaja, the next day I was on the phone with Jaja. Jaja said, why did you ask Shane to do it? Because, you know, I wanted Shane to do it because he's really good at it. Just that. But as a CEO, maybe you will feel like, this is my decision, this is what we should stick on. But when Jaja highlighted it to me, I said, actually, Jaja, makes sense, you know. But betul juga, we should just let Faizul do it. So then I called up Abang Faizul. I just agreed with Jaja. And then Abang Faizul did it, and then now dah siap. So, you know, ego is not a good thing, to be honest. It's a good thing for self-belief, but not really ego to be ni. Because if you look at Ronaldo dia punya ego power gila kan. That's what made him CR7, right? So ego is good to a certain extent, but you always have to bend a bit and train yourself. Where you feel like your ego is too much, train yourself. Don't let it get the best of you. Oh, Najwa's here. Say hello to my vlog.
Hello, good morning.
You guys know Najwa? Lagi seorang nak kahwin ni. Lepas tu nanti kahwin, lepas tu dapat anak, lepas tu maternity leave.
Not in 1 or 2 years.
3 years at
3
least.
years, 3 years.
Until you stabilize, have your own team, and then you have your succession planning, then only you can get a baby.
Yeah.
Okay?
Inshallah.
Alright. Alright, so Irfan is here. Dengan dia punya assistant. Dengan dia punya assistant, Cupi, adik dia sendiri. Mengalahkan bos 15 minutes late. My dad's having lunch for a bit, and then we're off to meeting with Datuk Kai. Alright, so we're done with today's meetings with Daddy-O's. So time check, 6:30 p.m. So anyways, we had a super good meeting dengan Datuk Kai. So now kita balik rumah sekejap. We had maybe 10-20 minutes. Tunggu maghrib. Maybe do a little bit of work. I think ada sikit masa untuk do a little bit of work. I want to spend some time with my mommy. And then after maghrib, oh, ada orang lain. Sorry I vlogged for a while. Okay. So then after maghrib, sembahyang maghrib, then we'll go to DC Mall to work out. So anyways, now that we're in the car, I thought, why don't I answer the second question from my viewer. So the second question is, knowing that you manage 2 businesses, how do you manage stress and pressure in your daily lives? And then I made the wrong turn. Patutnya belok kanan, I pergi belok kiri. So I replied to him. So I said, number 1 advice is start early. Tapi dalam this video I'll elaborate more. So I said you have to start early. Quicker we start, our tolerance to stress is higher. Dia macam workout tau. So the more we go through, the easier it gets. So basically, I nak cerita satu story. I actually explained a little bit during my first pilot episode dalam Apa Cerita with Ashraf. Back then, I was 21 years old. And then we ordered lipstick worth 600,000 ringgit. You bayangkan, dekat umur 21 tahun, tak fikir jauh, tak fikir apa, kita letak order for 600,000 ringgit. So, that was my first encounter of super high intense stress at a very young age, kan, nak kena cari duit 600,000. Okay, in the beginning we were very optimistic, cari jalan je, and kita jumpa. Okay, so how we did was, in terms of cash flow, kita kena cari 5 partner. Each 5 partner kena bayar, if I'm not mistaken, about 150,000 per partner. So what we did was, kita kena collect 50% untuk nak bayar. So I remember 75,000. So we can collect 375. Darab 2, we can collect 750,000 with a little bit of profit. So 600,000 kena bayar lipstick. Kita order 30,000 unit lipstick, kan? And then in the beginning, when we found 4, quite okay. But the last one, the 5th one, even 1 week before barang nak sampai, tak jumpa lagi tau. Lagi satu ni. Can you imagine the state of mind at a 21-year-old punya state of mind? Kan, I couldn't sleep at night even. We went through the whole Malaysia and we couldn't find. We went through the whole Malaysia, we cannot find this last person. You bayangkan macam mana punya stress level. Malam tak boleh tidur, kiri kanan apa nak buat. Malam tu fikir, strategize, besok tu try buat. Malam tu fikir, strategize, besok buat. And we went through the whole Malaysia. Dalam Facebook kan time tu, I dah join beribu-ribu group of nak cari kerja part time, business, Penang business. And we went through the whole Malaysia, Penang, pergi ni. Siapa yang ada that time came to our talk. We had a business sharing your talk, one tour dengan Carl Samsudin, Ashraf and me. But I wasn't giving a talk, I was just the person in the background, kan. Imagine that high level of stress at that time, at that age. So from that time lagi dah macam tu. So and then as I go on, ada banyak lagi occurrences with high stress. But even during uni, right, when you do uni, bila you tak tidur satu malam, I pernah time buat A-levels, I tak tidur 2 malam straight and wacky. But that time we were like 17 years old, memang boleh belasah Red Bull stock up full on dalam ni. I always can do that all-nighter. 2 hari, I remember my record was 2 hari straight tak tidur. So it's basically you start early and then from there you dapat macam develop tau. And when you sakit otak, macam for some people sakit otak pasal kerja lama sangat, it's actually your neurons tengah bersambung. As I said about my auntie, right, before my cousin, before this, dia ajar I tuition. Dia yang ajar I bila tengah pening, otak berasap tu, actually your neurons tengah sambung. So every time bila I rasa macam otak macam berasap macam tu, I always think of it positively. It's like, okay, ni macam workout, badan-badan you lesu kan, it's because you work out. I think this one explanation dia quite panjang so we break it into half Nanti I sambung malam karang lepas gym And then my second comment was, do it step by step. Focus on next steps, complete it and move on. So I think this is quite cliche dekat dalam Instagram ke or any of this, whenever people talk about business, about self-improvement, selalu cakap macam kita naik tangga kan, jangan terus nak loncat ke tingkat 30, lepas tu giggle kan. You take it step by step. So if you manage to like form your mind around that, like you take it step by step, one step at a time. Okay, what's next? This. Okay, then this. And this is a really good CEO quality, right? So when I was working with Riyadh, and I also saw a lot of content out there talking about what CEO punya role is always to simplify things. So whenever you're in discussion and all this kan, selalu banyak orang complicate kan. Diorang akan cerita ni lah because it's quite complex business and everything sometimes, right? With all the technicalities and all that. But a CEO role is also to make sure that you focus on the objective. So you simplify things. What is the next step? And apa kita punya objective in this whole hurrah lah, blah 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 blah. Kalau kita discuss, parts tak cukup untuk, let's talk about aircrafts, right? Parts tak cukup untuk toilet cleaner, ada 3 vendor, siapa yang buat apa, macam mana, lepas tu bila ada delay, macam mana nak move around flights and all that. But then, jap, sekarang ni objektif dia senang je. Kita nak kapal bersih. Simple as that. So I've witnessed and observed this throughout my 6 years with Asia. Riyadh does it all the time. He always, bila orang dah sibuk discuss about all the factors, all the complexities and all that, he said, kejap. Let's pause for a while. Our objective is to make sure, for example, nak make the kapal kemas. That's all. But a lot of people, and when a lot of people are involved and all that, it's always becomes super complex, which is not good. So here I gave like about 4 points and 1 bonus point. So we've covered 2. I'm about to reach home and I tak nak berbil banyak sangat. And I want a little bit time of serendipity. But once I reach home, maybe we can talk a little bit in the garden, okay? So let's continue in the garden. Bye. Alright, let's make this quick. Because Maghrib is 7:30. Now it's 7:05. So tadi kita cakap about step by step, focus on next steps, complete it and move on. Number 1, start early, right? So that's done. Number 2, step by step, focus on next steps. I'm telling you that everything that I'm doing is not perfect at all. Ada time kena marah, and dia punya marah memang tak best. And ada time memang kelang kabut, ada time macam ni. But you focus on the step, next action plan, and then move on. Alright, there's no point. So tip number 3, enjoy the process. I think this one is also quite cliche, right? Everybody say, you have to enjoy what you do, enjoy the process. Even Gary V, I just saw his content baru-baru ni. He said, number 1, whenever you want to do business, make sure you like it and you enjoy it and you love it. Number 2, baru tengok if it makes business sense. A lot of people, they jump into business thinking about making money, but they don't really enjoy it. So that will be very stressful and tak best. I surround myself with people I love working with, so it's pretty fun rather than stressful. Also, I enjoy what I am doing too. So, a lot of people that work with me are my friends and family. So, whenever I spend time with my dad, is also talking about the business we're doing, because I work closely with him, get his guidance in everything. And then yang mana kawan daripada sekolah, daripada tingkatan 1 pun ada yang we work closely together. So when we work, sometimes pukul 1 pagi, pukul 2 pagi tak rasa pun, because dia macam lepak. Lepas tu dia macam sembang, talking about our vision, talking about what we're gonna do one day when we reach a certain level of financial freedom, if I may say. Or talk about a lot of stuff while we were working. In between, bila kita ada those cigarette breaks, which I want to stop, right? We always talk about all this beautiful stuff. What I am planning, what I'm scheming, apa I punya vision in the next 5 years, apa I punya vision in the next 10 years, and what are their vision and what is their big whys. We always share between each other. So whenever you enjoy the process and you surround yourself, doesn't have to be like Idris is not my friend. I only became close with him after we started working together. Tapi it's such a pleasure to hang out with Idris, for example. I find it so fun. Even with Ali, we always joke around, we always play around while working. So even a new team member datang kerja pun, he's like, wah, you guys bila korang kerja, every day at the office is like going macam pergi lepak dengan kawan-kawan. There are times where kita betul-betul lepak and kerja gets pulled in. That part kadang-kadang is not so nice for everybody. But still, it's not as bad. Right? Even bila pergi lepak pun kadang-kadang I bawa laptop. So that way I have no excuse, right? That's that part. Enjoy the process and surround yourself with people that you like to work with. Okay, last, number 4, be kind to yourself. And we are just humans. Kita tak perfect. So any mistakes, take note reflect and try to be better next time. Try not to repeat the mistake. Every time I go into hyper stressful environment, I always think of ways how to avoid this next time. And tak nak benda ni repeat. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but in those cases, I always rather than feeling down, I get excited because I know that I'm growing. Sama macam gym, badan you sakit, kaki you sakit, tapi you tahu badan you nanti besok lagi cantik, six pack keluar, you punya glutes, you punya kaki semua lagi smart. Betul tak? So, in this kind of situation, I always think, let me give a very good example. Baru-baru ni, I think early this year, I was getting hammered left, right, centered by my management and also my shareholders because stock dekat Petit Muar, each location and all that selalu tak cukup. Even benda yang laku gila tak cukup. So what I did was, we got all the team members to come in. We figured out a process that only took 5 minutes to do every day. So basically, it's a quick check of all location punya inventory, and then we can sort it out to see which one yang tengah laku, and then we got one person to be in charge and accountable on it. Nama dia Dayah. I call her Butter. So she's in charge of it, and I even time myself to prepare that report. It only takes 5 minutes, and then we can do the analysis kat mana yang kena restock, and then she will give to our head of operations, Farihin, our COO now. So then COO will just say, okay, proceed. So all that analysis plus pulling report, I even timed, I did it myself, took only 5 minutes. While we're in Bali, during Petit Muar punya team getaway, we did that, and this problem never pops up anymore. No shareholder bising, tak ada any of the other management bising, right? And that problem is solved forever. And the last bonus I gave was, bonus is that mindset shift. So it's just your mindset shift. It's looking at things in a positive framework. So I said, if given a super huge problem, say you were to lose a lot of money, say 1 million ringgit, for instance, because of your own decision, super stressful, right? I've been using this technique since I was studying. So bila tengah study, contoh, besok nak exam, banyak lagi tak cover, nak kena pull all-nighter, right? Or you lose 1 million, right? I always use this, even time tengah study dulu, macam panik, nak kena siapkan coursework ni, nak tak nak kena siap pasal besok kena submit, for example, right? Contoh, you lost 1 million. My dad lost hundreds of million back then, right? Dia pernah cerita dengan I, and when I put your mindset in a framing where some people had it worst, and jangan tengok orang yang lebih baik daripada kita, but fikir lah, like you are super stressed dengan you punya coursework, right? Whereas kalau you beritahu satu orang yang dekat tepi jalan yang tak ada makan pun even, just thinking of apa nak makan for lunch, can you imagine, would they give a shit? They don't even care, because dorang punya masalah lagi besar. So it's a mindset shift. So no matter how big your problem is, it's not really that big. Okay? So I hope this helps. This answers the second question in this vlog, which is, how do you manage your stress and pressure in your daily lives? Look at it as a positive thing, that you are growing as a human being. And you can see me when I'm telling you guys all this, right? Even with a lot of problems or whatnot, I'm super excited and super passionate because I tahu yang something bigger is coming. And try to put yourself thinking that if I were to do this, in 10 years I become a billionaire. It's guaranteed. Would you waste your time do this? Or you would just focus and go head on and super excited, setiap hari senyum? Kadang-kadang malam-malam I cannot sleep because of excited of what's to come and what am I going to learn tomorrow. You know, I get super excited because of that. So it's a perspective shift. Oh, and another bonus one as well is you need a mechanism. Solat, very peaceful, right? When you go to, it's food for the soul, right? Apart from that, I always go to gym. So gym is really helpful as well because you dapat lepas geram kat situ. Have a mechanism. And the most beautiful thing that I always do is free diving. For those that follow me on my vlogs and all that, I went to Raja Ampat recently for diving awal tahun ni, and I'm a free diving instructor. So end of August ni, I'm going to swim with whales in Tonga. So 1 or 2 weeks, take a break. Macam I baru balik daripada balik dari Bali ni kan, I'm super energized. Semalam I punya energized gila-gila. Even Afiq tanya, kau lain macam kau punya energy pasal baru balik daripada break. So you need that rest intervals for you to just, right? And kadang-kadang malam-malam pun when you work, you can't even figure out one thing. You punya critical thinking punya juice dah habis. Just sleep on it. Tomorrow you work, tackle that problem again. Normally from my experience, malam tu semua benda aku try tak boleh buat. Besok tu bila bangun with a fresh mind, drink a cup of coffee, buat 10 minit je dah settle. So I hope this helps. Let's continue with the rest of the vlog. Bye. Now is 11:44 p.m. Same day, Wednesday, 17th July. I slept at 1, woke up at 6. I wanted to say, because I changed some settings in the camera to test out the mic, so I was watching back the footage, and all my talking parts is like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So kalau campur-campur, tak ada mana ada part nak potong sangat kan bila tengah sembang and explaining the questions that my viewers asked. So I'm in a dilemma whether I should break it into a few vlogs or keep it into one but a super long form. I'm thinking maybe 45 minutes to 50 minutes here, or maybe 1 hour. So I need you guys' help to please comment down below and tell me which one should I do. So if it's annoying or I banyak saya cakap, I want to apologize in advance, but please help me put down below in the comments which one you guys prefer, because it's not about me, right? It's more about the viewers. So let me know if you guys like it this style, put it down below. If you don't like it, you think we should break it down, put down below. Then after I post this vlog, I'll decide. Good morning, people of the internet. Top to the morning to ya. Time check now is 9:49 a.m. So this morning, alhamdulillah, managed to go subuh with Ashraf. So I intend to close this vlog by the end of this today. So we'll talk a little bit of the third question that my viewer gave. For now, I'm on the way to my dentist appointment. Ada satu attachment for my aligner tercabut. Today I went to subuh with Ashraf dengan Nazrin, and then Ashraf said we bump into Ashraf punya brother Anas. He was cycling dekat Bukit Damansara. We passed by his coffee shop. Dia punya coffee shop nama Black, BL, tak tahu bentuk ACK tu macam mana, but basically it's called Black dekat Bukit Damansara ni ada. So basically tomorrow after subuh we're gonna go for a walk. So Ashraf want to start his fitness journey, so we're gonna start with walking first. Alright, so while we're on the way, let's do this daily mantra together. I am happy and grateful that I am Allah's highest form of creation. There never will be and there never has been anybody in this whole wide world that will equal me. I love my life. I'm in control of my life because I'm in control of me. Whatever happens outside has no bearing of who I am. You guys too. Alright, so now I'm on the way to dentist. So yeah, then we're gonna go office, then we've got meeting. Okay, it's a long day. So but I'll take you guys with me, okay? So let's do this. Hello, good morning.
Hi, morning.
Say hello to my vlog.
Hello, good morning everyone.
Yes, this is jiran daripada Hanan Medispa. Hello, this I tak buka. Ni bukan. Okay, salah vlog. Bye. Have a good day. Cik, apa? Back to my sanctuary. To show you guys, Najwa is here again. Again, because my team, we always work together, forever and ever.
This is what happens when your boss is a vlogger.
It's amazing because forever and ever, Najwa, nanti one day bila you dah kaya gila nak mampus, and then you're like, I wanted to watch back when I started back then.
Then I thanks.
Yeah, you can just watch back to YouTube and then you see again. Oh, this was how it's like. That time you ada 1,000 orang bawah you, and then you're like, oh, I still remember that time where I can't even balance kunci kira-kira. Okay, kita meeting tapi I think let's do a B-roll. settle some tasks in office, and then tadi makan lunch with the gym bangs. Diorang tengok durian. Tengok durian. Yup, and then now I'm off to Pavilion for a meeting with my mentor and Rizman. So yeah, nanti I ambil sikit video, okay? So here's the thing, right? Tadi I pergi jumpa Rizman, but then the meeting was so intense and so exciting and super fun that I lupa nak vlog. Lepas tu bila dah habis tu macam pop, semua orang tiba-tiba bersurai. I really don't understand why. But I guess this is high performance individuals punya ni lah. Let's talk about the third and final question by Yummy Gucci. Thank you so much for your question. She or he said, do share more tips on how to plan weekly schedules on your calendar, or how do you do stakeholder/crisis management, etc. So for me, it's still in a experimental stage. So macam mana I buat biasanya is all my teams have access to my calendar. So in the week, they will ask me, what I want to block this. So like that, then they will say, I say, okay, check my calendar. Any available time, you letak je. Then they will masukkan automatically, and I'll just look at it on a daily basis to see. Normally, the night before, I always look at my calendar, apa yang ada lah. Apart from that, whenever I'm living my life, also I include. But in terms of planning the day, I always do it in the morning. Lepas subuh tu, when I'm doing my journaling, before I do my journaling, I will plan it mana yang tak masuk along the way. So it's always on a along the way punya basis. It's not the most efficient way, I must say, but sekarang it's been 6 months that I'm full on running all these businesses kan. Before this I was doing part-time while working in Asia, so my schedule is always malam dengan pagi that I manage all these other businesses. During the day is full on Asia. Tapi from a CEO point of view, even with Riyadh is the same. So I follow dia punya style. So macam mana calendar semua, bila I tanya dia, boss ada ni nak jumpa, then he will say, okay, speak to Fika. Or I'll ask Wednesday, sama je macam mana I set up with my team. That's how I did it. So all my team have access. I have access to Riyadh's calendar back then. All my teams have access to my calendar. So whenever it's a meeting that I want to do, that they ask me first, I say, just slot it in the calendar. Apart from that, I'll schedule it myself too, because I tak ada PA. Okay, that's that. The plan schedule, I manage guna I punya Google Calendar. But for I punya actual, whatever happen, I ada this file yang I guna dekat dalam I punya iPad. Sama dengan I punya journal. Kat situ I tulis apa actually happen, so that I have a macam boleh tengok compare apa plan, apa happen, and how did I spend my time for the day. That way. Okay, and then another one is, how do you do stakeholder/crisis management? Okay, for this, in terms of my own experience, I can share with you the experience that I've seen. And also ada dua case kat sini yang I thought of when the first thing that popped up in my mind when I saw the question, I thought of these two cases. Okay, that's one. And then for the stakeholder crisis management for my own, let me think, ada tak? So far tak ada yang macam jump on me. So let's skip that. My own experience yang I handle sendiri, we jump that first. But let's do for ni, because so far my businesses have been running pretty well. Tak ada lagi ni, and still baru kan. And especially me as a leader, it's only been 6-7 months. So tak ada lagi yang memang prop up yang super ketara. Ada je pun maybe small ones. So not really a big deal. But for my advice is just attack it hands-on and be authentic. That's the keywords, okay? Be authentic, and I'll give you a case study yang baru 2 kali yang happen. Okay, satu I think is the famous, bukan nak kata famous, but it's the well-known when AirAsia punya kapal terbang ada satu tu crash back in which year, I can't remember. It was a QZ flight, an AirAsia Indonesia punya flight yang crash. So I witnessed my dad dengan Tony macam mana diorang manage. So this is when I go back to my point is from authenticity. So you want to be as authentic as person and really care about people. Bila you kisah sangat pasal orang, you akan, it's not, there's no book or there's no process to it. It's just macam mana you nak act upon it, right? Macam mana you know, just be sincere and betul-betul nak do the best for the families yang affected. So what they did was, I remember I was flying from somewhere with my dad. So I didn't follow them to go manage everything. I didn't see all that. But what I saw was, I was flying with my dad from somewhere, I can't remember, tengah balik KL, or we were somewhere and then immediately we took the next flight out to come back to KL. If I'm not mistaken, the Surabaya, it was in Surabaya. So we were flying back. The minute land je, Tony is already waiting dekat belakang, dekat tepi tu ada satu parking. Back then, before COVID, AirAsia ada jet yang to fly them, a private jet. So Bombardier, I think. So anyways, Tony was waiting there. My dad, the landing je, the aero bridge attached je. He went through the side, tempat macam mana, if you guys watch my previous vlogs, tempat I turun untuk nak pergi ramp, dia turun, masuk dalam jet tu, terus shoot, pergi Surabaya terus, right? Straight away, on the same day, fly to Surabaya, land there. They all went into a room, I would call it a crisis management room, and then all the family members yang affected by the ni was either flown in or was there together with them. This is from my understanding, ya. I faham daripada cerita-cerita, is that Tony punya instruction was to have all family members sitting down with them because they are the biggest bosses in Asia, and then any news, the first report or any update of whatever happened ke apa, they will get first update, right, the bosses. So when they get the update, all the family pun dapat the same time and real time and at the same room, everything. So to me, this is from my observation, what they did was, they were sincere about it. What they think, what is the most important thing now yang diorang nak kena manage is the families. Kalau you ada affected, if this were to happen to you, right, what would you want? You want to know everything, right? What happened and how did it happen? Any update. So to me, is the best way to do it is to be sincere and really care about the people. So if you have any issues or whatever with your stakeholders and all that, just go and meet them and dengar dorang and be the most sincere person that you can be, that you really care about them and deal with it. Second is when the other airline yang kononnya the real red tu, right, yang AirAsia tu, okay, when they shut down 24 hours, suddenly all the stranded passengers dekat airport and all that. So in the morning, while I was driving to the we got the news. So Riyadh Taxi Group, straight come to the airport now, everybody. So not just me, but all heads, all the bigger bosses. Why we do that is because we want to be there and we can make decision fast. So what our mission was, Tony lagi cepat, even before kita tu pagi, awal pagi lagi, pukul apa pagi, 3 pagi ke 4 pagi. That's what Riyadh told me lah. Said in the management group, said, I want to give this for the passenger, which was, I can't remember, 50% off code for them to rebook, right? Whether we lose money or not is a separate story, but to show that we care, because passengers yang stranded tu, they may have big plans. Tony really showed, that one we really have to give to Tony, that he really showed care and sincerity of nak tolong orang settlekan masalah dorang being stranded at the airport, because berapa banyak flight kan. So we open a sales journey, me and Riyadh and Victor, we were there making sure that the crowd management, siapa yang ada tiket je boleh rebook AirAsia flight at 50% off. So we did that to help people. So that's another case of crisis management. Throughout my years in AirAsia and whatever happened, whenever something bad happened, jangan fikir banyak. Whatever you're doing, no matter where you are in the world, straight away attend to it. Be there at where the action is. For example, if the small ones macam system down dekat airport KLIA itu, all of us, me, Riyadh, straight away situ. Ataupun ada kapal drop, ada any emergency lah, basically the normal course of operation dekat airport, any emergency at all, we will go down there immediately. Tak kisah pukul berapa, 3 pagi, 4 pagi, 5 pagi, malam, 11 malam, tengah buat apa-apa pun, tengah lepak dengan kawan. Ada sekali tu, I tengah karaoke dengan kawan-kawan I malam, then ada emergency happen and Riyadh was not around. Me and Victor, we straight away went to the airport. Oh, ada passenger buat hal kat kapal kan. So we straight away went to the airport sampai bergaduh-gaduh kan. Me and Victor, why we went there or why Riyadh also always go there is because in this kind of situation, a crisis, kan, you must say, even doesn't matter what magnitude, there's always decisions that needs to be made. So if kalau ada CEO punya team or representative there, we can make decisions here and then. Riyadh gave us, me, Victor, the authority to decide on what, as long as we can explain to him so we can decide and they can put our name there as we are the one that decide. But we tahu cara macam mana Riyadh fikir and all that. So hence, that is my sharing in terms of stakeholder and crisis management. Is basically you just have to be sincere and do your best, try your best. Oh, okay. Suddenly I got my I got one from my own experience. After I habis belajar dulu, I ada buat satu event, 700 orang datang. It's an entrepreneur punya talk. That time I was 21 years old. That time Ashraf also came. That's when he said, "Come lah, do this business with me." The lipstick business. If you guys know, Madam Zara. So, that time, crisis management meaning first time buat event 700 orang, lepas tu tak reti kan. But what I did was whatever it is, I made sure I was sincere and I took care of each and every single guest speakers yang datang. I make sure I took them. Each and every single one of them I sent to the airport bila balik. Each and every single one of them I ajak datang rumah malam tu. Malam tu kita ada open house dengan Asia punya staff. I ajak diorang sekali join. So I entertain them. I did my best. Even though when you are sincerely doing your best, kan orang nampak tau and they can feel it and you really sincere. So even any kan dimaafkan because they see how sincere you are. So anyways, thank you very much everybody for tuning in, and please like I requested, kalau boleh, if you think this vlog is too long, this kind of format, please put down in the comments below. If you think it's fine, also put down in the comments below. I will try my best to play around with this, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe, it's free. And kalau ada salah silap, I bukan nak buat pandai, sekadar just sharing, because for some people maybe they find it good. And also it's a two-way. If you guys have things to share, I will also want to know, because maybe I'll get ideas from there, or for whatever personal businesses or whatever things that I'm running, kan, it will be super helpful and thankful, because I'm always looking for that extra 1% of being better every day. Thank you so much. If you like this video, do like it, and please share it with your friends if you think it's any beneficial. Terima kasih banyak-banyak. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Marian and Leona is on the way here. We'll start the next vlog. Assalamualaikum. Bye. So we just finished breakfast after subuh. For my two best friends, they're gonna soon pindah to Bukit Damansara also. InsyaAllah.
Dulu jadi aku, sekali aku datang Bukit Damansara, sekali aku datang KLCC. Tapi ni dah berapa kali aku datang Bukit Damansara, aku tak datang KLCC.
Pasal kau pun cakap KLCC tak best kan? So kita stick to Bukit Damansara.
Tapi I'm proud of you, man. Kau punya YouTube sekarang dah banyak. Kalau dulu aku malas lah tu. Tak ada panggil tu kan.
Sekarang dia pasal ada view. Dulu 1000
viewers tu.
Ya Pak Lee apa cerita tu yang buat benda tu jadi?
So thanks to me ke
betul. Thanks to you man. Yes. So infinity and beyond.